Well, I've arrived at Ollie's Ball Hockey. He's going into practice real quick. I'm going to run through the babies. Obviously, I've given you updates the last 10 days. Sorry, there can't really be a drone. Mohawk, I tried and tried. Mohawk won't let us, obviously, drone over there. I guess I could bring you the Ontario breds next week. I'll try and figure that out. Leave that with me, because the first baby races will be the first week in June, and most of the horses schooling tomorrow will be going to the first baby races. So let's start. We'll talk about all the babies, where they're at, where they're going. Now, Ale Sund is first, as she always is. She's not schooling Monday. She was a couple of weeks behind because of that curb. We're going to train her probably Monday or Tuesday. She'll then, depending how she trains at Mohawk, if she goes a mile in 2.5, 2.6, what I might do is simply just put her in to qualify with the other horses, or take her over like Friday and let her see the gate a little bit, but not go a mile off the gate. But ultimately, she's got time, so we could easily just push her entire program back a week and do that also. So we'll figure that out. Overall, she looks great, and she's done everything. So she's done everything very well so far. Kevin really, really likes her. He was a little pissed off that she was Ohio bred. He likes her that much. So Ale Sund is pretty near ready to go. Certainly no hiccups there. She's right on schedule. Antaros, as I said in the opening, the second video, Antaros started back jogging yesterday. They TQ'd him a little bit because he's been in the stall for 3 months. TQ'd him a little bit, jogged him. By jog, I mean, really, they mostly just walked him for 1.5 miles. We're going to give him very minor exercise for the next 2 weeks and then reassess that injury to his hind leg under ultrasound. But so far, so good. Everything looks great. Arctic Force is going over on Monday. He's looked good for the last 3 weeks. Like, by good, I mean really, really good. He fought off Brushcut, if I'm not mistaken, in our training mile the other day. Now, Brushcut came from 5th, and they were really pacing on the end of it. But Arctic Force, no quitting this guy. He put him away. Beach Boutique, she fought off the other New York filly, the Bottle of Red the other day down the lane. James said, I thought she should have bolted by. Now, Bottle of Red was in the field for 2 weeks, not quite as tight. She's going over Monday also. We'll talk about her in a minute. But Beach Boutique looked fantastic. Sylvain said on the left line a bit, but she had jumped on her foot about 3 days before. So Danny said it wasn't a big deal. She's going again on Monday with Sylvain again. Beach Bum BB is going over on Monday. Might start letting her hobbles out and letting her head down. I think this filly really just needs to stretch into herself and put some real good fast miles into her. She's at a tipping point right now where she might be okay or she might be really good, but that's going to be up to her over the next few weeks. Bend Over. I said to Steve, now, Steve Labonte, you know, we joked about Steve all winter not having a lot of luck with the babies and making breaks, but not only the horses, but Steve has come into his own, and that's not a joke. We're not playing games. Steve's trained and he drove lots before, trained lots of horses and worked for a lot of good trainers, but he's really caught a knack with Bend Over, and we put him back on the other little filly, Emerald Mist, this week. These are horses Steve gets along with, so why wouldn't I let Steve go with them? There's no need for Sylvain to go with them. He's not coming to Ohio to drive them. I am. So Bend Over, Steve is going to go with again. He was very happy with him the other day, as I was too. So Bend Over, we're going to actually put a lighter set of hobbles on Bend Over this week. They looked tight and heavy to me the other day. We're going to keep a snugger hobble on him just for now. We'll start to let them out, but I'm going to give him a lighter set. The set actually that White Tiger had on when he was here. Now, there could have been a million reasons why White Tiger was better on Friday night. He looked great to me in Ontario when he made those breaks. That's why I was so frustrated and angry. I couldn't sit behind him to see what was going on. One difference we did have is White Tiger wore heavier hobbles last year, and this year he wore the lightest set you could have on, really light. The fabric was light. Everything was light about them. That may have been the difference. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. So, in some cases, maybe it's not the best thing, but I think for Bend Over on Monday it will be. We're going to throw those hobbles on him. Bottle of Red, we get down to her. She was 2 weeks behind. James, they were pacing pretty good in the end of it the other day. James said, I thought she should have went by, but she was good. I can't think of who's going with her, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to tell them I want her buried up and just pacing the last 1/8 of a mile. I don't want her out in the flow. I don't want her moving. I don't want you leaving with her off the gate. Take her back, race her the last 1/8 of a mile. This filly, once her confidence gets up, I think she's going to come back around. Good. The one thing worth mentioning, a lot of people didn't understand was Bottle of Red and Brush Cutter also Maryland eligible, and I kept them eligible. So maybe if New York becomes a little difficult in the middle of the summer, there is the Maryland Sire Stakes program. I'm not sure of the dates. I can look easily. There's no point in sending them to me. It's easy to look. But we can get them into those Maryland Sire Stakes also. So that's Bottle of Red. Brush Cut the same. Trained fantastic last week. I assume he'll train very, very good again on Monday. And then he's got the New York Sires coming up, as the filly does, the end of June, the last week of June. So it is important we get them qualified first week of June. Cabernet, got the green light for her. She's back jogging as of yesterday. We had the EKG done. The head vet at the University of Guelph took a look at her blood, her EKG, and said, yes, she's good to go. So she has light work for the next few weeks. Probably won't be any training for her till end of June, I'd say. We're aiming for a fall start for Cabernet if all goes well. Canadian Titan has really come around. Obviously, we're getting into some Ontario breds here. Canadian Titan's really been doing well. 1 mile and 17, another 1/2 and 5 the other day. Looking good at the farm doing that, as is the next horse, Capistrano. Looking great. Harry really, really loves that filly. So Capistrano's done well. Cheatin' Dixie, gonna take her time. She's not coming over Monday. She went 1 mile in about 2:10 the other day. Her knees still bother her quite a bit. So the workload for Cheatin' Dixie's quite a bit erratic and much different from anybody else in the barn. We'll probably train her next week. She can go a slow mile at some point over the next 4 or 5 days. Classic Con is training on Monday. We're going to do his knees, I think, after he trains. Mario had said seems a little puffy in his knees, so he's going to train on Monday, and then we'll do his knees after that. He'll get a few days off and then right into qualifying. Compass Rose DC is coming over Monday. One of the biggest surprises from the other day was Compass Rose DC. Louis Philippe Waugh couldn't stop talking about her, and I see her shares evaporated shortly after. Crazy Mission. Sylvain said he was good the other day. 2.6 last half, 59. Last quarter in 29 seconds. He thought he went good. Fantastic. This is a horse that we really were going to send to the sale. Just it was really a game time scratch. The night before, I had told the shippers we're not taking him simply because I didn't think we get paid very well for a tiny horse in May. You saw how some of those other horses didn't sell very well in the sale in Ohio. I just didn't think we were going to get paid fairly for him. So we waited. I said, we'll qualify him and then sell him if we want, or race him. Looks like he's on his way to racing. So good. Crazy Mission trained well. Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. Kevin loves this horse also. Another Ontario bred. No rush here. For those of you who ask, July 10th, I believe, is the date. That is a Monday that I've said to Kevin, I think we're going to take all the Ontario breds over, school them on July 10th. The Colts are going to qualify on the 22nd because their races are the first part of July, and the fillies are going to qualify the 29th of June because they're 2 weeks later. The stake season's long, and we want to bump those qualifiers right up against those first stake races, as I really, we've talked about this for months and months and months about how we wanted to have our horses, try to keep them fresh as long as we can, and this would be one of the most important ways. So, Don't Believe Me, Just Watch is going well. Emerald Miss is going over Monday. Steve's going to go with her. He knows her very, very well. Louis loved her the other day, said she was a little hot, on the right line. They'd taken the Murphy blind off because she was going from a 1/2 to a 7/8, but she was on the right line still. So put that Murphy back on, put a little line pole on, put a head pole, on the inside of her again, maybe a little mini bit to keep a hold of her. But Steve knows her very, very well, and I think Emerald Miss is going to go a big mile on Monday. Enjoying My Life. Not only is she behind a little bit, but she's an Ontario bred, so she's not really behind. She'll be ready to go when everybody else does. She's been training Saturday. I assume they trained her today. It did rain, so she might train Monday morning, but she had trained Wednesday and last Saturday also. Excellent Nation. He's been looking good. He's going back over to go again on Monday morning. Gonna school him. He'll be ready to go first week of June. Now, one of the first Ontario breds to go over, Fox Valley Shazam. She's going over there because we're trying to get her squared around properly. Fast filly, lots of speed, but she's been getting out of gear and really getting pacey. We're trying to get her all fixed up. She's going back over again also. Forged in Fire, as I said, is injured. He's off for at least another 2 months. It's unfortunate, and one of those weird accidents that I've been frustrated with all year, but it is what it is. We can't change that. So Forged in Fire pretty much done for the rest of 2019. Frontier Cruise, he certainly isn't. He's training well. He'll be ready to go at first asking in the Ontario qualifiers. Now, Fusspot didn't go good the other day. Not happy with the way she's gone the last little while, and I'm not taking her over on Monday. Probably going to go easy with her for about 10 days. I may even turn her out for a week or two. Fusspot won't be leaving Ontario until she's right, until she proves she can do in the stakes. There's no point just sending her to Pennsylvania to say she's there. She's going to have to be a stake horse, or she's not going to leave Ontario. And if she doesn't leave Ontario and she's not a stake horse, she'll probably find her way into the maiden ranks and the maiden condition claiming ranks also. I don't want to be abrupt and blunt with this filly, but I'm concerned now that she's not progressing. That speed and that talent from January and February, although it should have been easy to extrapolate and say she's going to do this, she just hasn't got over the hurdles at the same time. She's taking her time doing it, so we're going to be forced to give her a little bit of time. Giddy Up Max is training well. Harry said he was good the other day. He did put a shadow roll on him. He said he was seeing things on the track. That could be a problem because there's a lot more to look at Mohawk than there is at Tamiko, I can tell you that. So that little shadow roll might turn into a big shadow roll by the time he hits Mohawk. Globetrotting trained well, looked good last week. She's going again on Monday. Gold Watch is still turned out. Harness AM went very well last Monday. She's going to be schooling on this Monday also. And I guess it was Friday back Monday, I'm sorry. No, it was training Saturday back Monday. Saturday they trained. Havana Una Na is going to make her first appearance at Mohawk, and she's going to see the gate doing it. She trained great last week. Just gave her a week of easy work. She's pretty level-headed, that filly. I don't think she's going to be too worked up or keyed up from seeing a starting gate. So I don't perceive there'll be any issues with her. Hometown Boys, he's actually on track. Mario said he's training good. So we'll see. His big brother qualified in 54 yesterday. Obviously, Hometown Boys is a full brother to Cruising in Style. I'll Play It Alone is going over. This guy's really tough to steer, but really, really fast. Fastest last quarter last week, easily. James says he's got a ton of speed, but I'm having real trouble steering him. So I told him he better get some steering fluid because I think this guy actually trains faster and better and is much more focused for some reason when he's agitated. So I'll Play It Alone. See how he looks on Monday. Inland Beach is training good, continues to train good. Jailhouse Master has been very, very good for quite a while. He continues to look good. Johan looked fantastic the other day. 2.5 last half, 59 last quarter, and 28 in a piece. James was really, really happy with him. Just for Me and You look good again. She's going back over Monday, as is Knockdown Dragout, as is Libero Hanover. So's McPherson Thunder. All those horses did well the other day. Marzank Hanover, we gave her a week off. She's going to start back, now just of jogging. She's going to start back this week training. She might be about a week behind everybody else. Not a big deal. Miss Brampton Beast continues to do good work. Miss Mischief Maker looked great training yesterday. Steve said he thought she made a little noise pulling up. So we actually, obviously, with the thing that went on with Forged in Fire, I wasn't taking any chances with any horses making noises right now. So by a noise, it's like a little lethargic, muffled roar almost sometimes. Just that palate usually. So we scoped her and there was nothing there. A few little pimples, but when I say pimples and that pimple caused Forged in Fire, that might have been a 1,000,000,000 to 1 shot. I've never seen anything like that in my life where a pimple caused an ulcer, which caused paralysis and an adenoid. I've never even heard of such a ridiculous thing. So when I say all the horse has pimples, it's very, very common. Most every 2-year-old has pimples on their throat when you check them out. So that's all the way down to McPherson Thunder, all the way to Marzank, Miss Brampton Beast, Miss Mischief Maker, Muscle Chrome. Mario said Muscle Chrome trained like a monster the other day. He said she's starting to get sounder. She's starting to get better. Fantastic. Nancy Allison looked pretty good the other day. Changed her shoes again. James has been lobbying and torturing me to turn her shoes around up front. I did. I don't know what she'll look like. We didn't get a chance to train her since we made the shoeing change, so tomorrow will be her first shoeing change training mile. Need Your Opinion looks like $1 million and has for the past 3-4 weeks. Olympic Hopeful looks good. Kevin went with her today. Said she's over on the right shaft a little bit. I said, yeah, she'll do that. We'll put the bike on her with the gate and poles. That should be fine. Overdue Mission trained good this week and looked good. Path of Totality. She's just teetering on getting a set of trotting hobbles on. When I went with her, I thought she was flawless. Although so was Johan. Just if they can't put it together and do it and switch gears and transition in and out of turns and in different speeds, they do need a little help, then we'll give it to them. I really didn't think this filly needed the hobbles, and I'm not certain she still does, but if we have to put them on her, we certainly will. Really Blue Chip's going to miss this week. She got a bruise in her foot. She was quite a bit lame Tuesday. So trained on Saturday, had Sunday off, jogged fine on Monday. Tuesday morning, she was lame right front. I was really worked up and took her immediately to the vet. We looked her all over. She said there's nothing wrong with her. Got a big pulse in her foot. She's got a bruise or a pus pocket or both. So she's going to miss tomorrow, but I don't think it's really going to bother Really Blue Chip that much. She's way ahead. Looked great the other day. Rooney Blue Chip made a little break. He was looking at something in the infield. Now, if you notice on the replays of Mohawk or live racing, halfway down the backstretch, there's a stand, a big wooden stand for the media. Some of the horses look at it, and he did. Just shied away from it, made a break, come up trot, and he was fine after. Rose Run Valiant looked good going the other day, as did Rose Run Versatile. Now, Rose Run Valiant made a break. After he made that break, I think Wayne, and it's not that Wayne's an idiot. Wayne knows what he's doing, but he didn't know the horse. And you got to get after Rose Run Valiant. You got to put him in the right frame of mind to train. And once he is, he's good. After he made that break, he hit him a swat in the arse, and the horse was perfect after. I suspect he'll be perfect tomorrow. Rose Run Versatile was good. Sebastian Ray. Now, Sebastian Ray's not going over because the owners of Sebastian Ray, one client and his wife own the horse, have from day one. They don't want him going to the States. So although he's a Pennsylvania bred, he's staying right here in Canada. There's no need to have him ready for the Pennsylvania sires if he's not going there. So he's on, although he's a Pennsylvania bred, he's on the Ontario sire trajectory. We're going to have him ready to qualify on June 22nd. Sebastian Yu, he'll be over tomorrow. Might TQ him a little bit because old Sebastian Yu can get a little grabby, and I don't want Louis Philippe going a mile 59 or something with him. I just want him to see the gate, get away from the gate well, and train good. He may get a little Atrovette in his feed tomorrow morning. Sometimes things happen. I saw him train yesterday, and again the other day, last Saturday. This horse coming around, two training trips in a row, no breaks, and looked flashy doing it. Really happy with what I've seen from him. Spend That Money was fantastic the other day. This is the filly that was trying to run down Yours If You Want It. That wasn't going to happen. He came 27-3 or 27-4. This filly was right behind him the whole way down the lane. Spirit of Dio, have the proper hobbles on here tomorrow. I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on her tomorrow. Jody's going with her. Not tomorrow, Monday, sorry. Jody's going with her on Monday. Sunshine and Shade, Ontario bred. He's not going till the 10th. Susie K is going over on Monday. She looked great. Everybody loves this. If you don't like this filly, you just don't like horses. She loves to be on the track and loves her work. Tamo Hanover, he's not on the roster to go over Monday. He could, but we're going to wait and take him over in a little while. Again, somewhere between the 3rd and the 10th, he'll school or qualify. Probably on the 10th, he'll qualify. If they have qualifiers that day, that's North American Cup week. They may not. Time Dazzle, she's an Ontario bred, again on the same trajectory, looking at the 29th of June, or maybe a short time before there, but I think the 29th. Time Kazam, a lot of you are asking, what's up with him, what's up with him? He's back jogging now, probably start training him on Monday or Tuesday. He had a spell there, it could have been EPM, but usually EPM's triggered by cortisone, sickness, something of that nature. Nothing with this guy. Come in one day and he was just acting weird. He had like a pinched nerve in his neck and he wasn't acting right. We treated him for EPM and we gave him time like it was a pinched nerve. And he's jogged well the last 5-6 days. He's going to start training back again this week. I jumped right over top of Trafalgar. Right over top of her. It could easily go at any time. But I want her contained. She's very fast and gets really excited really easy. So Trafalgar, one of our better prospects of 2019 for Ontario, and she'll be ready to go on the 29th of June. Yours If You Want It's not going. James begged me, please don't send him to Mohawk. You know, he could act up, he could cause some trouble, and he doesn't need to go over there. He just won a mile in 2-3. And James is right. So I gave him the week off. James can go with him when he gets back. Utopian is Ontario bred. He was over last Saturday, won a mile in 2.6. We had him checked at the vet. Nothing seriously wrong. Shocked his knees. They were a little open still. Put some pads on his feet. He looked great jogging all week. Again, he's scaled back now. He's looking at that July 22nd start, I believe. Watch Avenue again, July 22nd. Kevin really liked the way he trained the other day. He continues to train good. Wiggle Delight continues to train good. Mario was very happy with her. Willpower Fashion trained well the other day. I don't know who's down to drive him. I think Colin Kelly tomorrow. I have to look again, but he trained well last Saturday. He trained well at the open house. This guy's getting it. He's getting there quickly. I really like what I see in him. And Zeb Sunshine. Zeb Sunshine looks much, much better. Mario said he trained great the middle of the week. We had that little scare where he come up lame, but it ended up being a big foot separation. Put a little window bar on him, and he's much, much better now. So that's all the babies. Everything going on. Obviously a big, big day for us on Monday. First time behind the gate for a lot of these babies, and I expect it would be great if it was a flawless day, but it's supposed to be sunny, and they got that big Widowmaker in the first turn, that big shadow that drives right across the whole track. It's about that wide and goes right across. It's a light standard. Shadow from a light standard goes right across the track. I suspect some will not like it. So hopefully we all stay safe and everything works well. 4 sets of 9. They'll be attached to this email, and they're the ones that we are going to be going with on Monday morning. Anyway, talk to you guys soon. Hope you're having a great weekend. The weather's better. It rained a little bit today, but it's still 22. It's a nice day. I'm going to go in and watch Ollie play a little ball hockey, and then after have a little lunch with my family. Might go see that Superman movie. Ollie was bugging me about it. I know he doesn't want to go see it because it's scary as hell. Brightburn. Maybe we'll go see Brightburn. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great weekend. T-minus 18 days, I think. 18 days and this puppy comes off. I'm going to go in the hyperbaric chamber again Tuesday and Wednesday. Obviously, the healing is going well. The strength in my wrists is what I can't predict. There's nothing I can do about it. I can assure you the morning I get these pins and this cast off, I will be jogging. I'll be going to physio, and I'll be trying to get the strength back in these as quickly as I can. And then, as I said, I'll be driving as soon as I can. But a promise from me to you, July 2nd, at the very latest, I will be in the race bike. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great, great weekend. Take care.